Hello. Today is Monday, and the date is the 24th of November, and I am going to start with my weekly things, and a lot has happened this week, and so bear with me, and I'm going to have another video, and that's going to be the Thanksgiving edition, because Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and it's on Wednesday, or no, Thursday. um, anyways, last Tuesday, our intern directors had us meet at the Blue Oaks campus, and we had evaluations. So they do 3 evaluations throughout the year, and so they do it like throughout 1/3 of each section of time during the year, and they said all the stuff that we do good and all the stuff that we need to improve on, and then they like rate us on different scales for that too. And the things that they said that I did good was with leading the kids and caring for the kids, and also good with organization. And they said that I had a positive, encouraging attitude and encouraged others with that. And I had a good work ethic. And then I can improve on with taking initiative. So like instead of being told to do something, just going ahead and doing it. And they said it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission, which is an interesting concept because I've never grown up that way. And it's always like, I don't know, I was always kind of taught in school and everything to always ask permission for things. So that's a new something for me to learn. And I also have to improve with my relationships with the other leaders. And so like basically taking time to get to know them, which is kind of really hard because we don't have a lot of time for relationships when we're doing our Wednesday night things, because like I do so much on Wednesday nights. So I'm going to have to find time to squeeze that in there too, or just talk to them when I'm doing other work stuff, like multitask. And then I also can improve on time management. So when we have a lot of stuff going on for the night, just getting everything done on time and everything. And that's basically it. And then after that, I worked on an admin list for the Club 56 stuff, which is a list of kids' names and their parents' names and phone numbers and all contact information. So we just have a general list of all the kids who go to the Club 56 activity thing. And then after that, I visited my cat. And then Wednesday, we had staff meeting, and then we had our Blue Oaks meeting like usual. And this time, well, this was the second time that Kurt came in to speak with us. And this time he talked about building the core. So building the core of the Blue Oaks campus. And we want to build it up to 800 volunteers, which is an outstanding number. And it seems like a lot, but I think we can do it. Right now we have about 150 volunteers. I think it's 150. Wait, let me check. It was a very interesting thing that he did for us. Oh, 205 people as our core leaders. And we were doing like different math stuff. So the people who will show up on the very first day, according to how many members or how many volunteers we have right now, is 4 times the amount of volunteers. So the first day attendees would be 800 people, which is good, but it's not the best. Like, and we're not just going for people. Like, we're not just going for numbers. We're actually going for people who are going to be committed to building up leaders. And so we want to find those leaders so they can start pouring into other leaders, and then we can get them leading more of the church. And yeah, because numbers are just numbers, and we actually want to be building into those people. And so our next job for the Blue Oaks campus is to start asking people if they would like to take a part in building up our core as well, and start leading different things, or having something to do with the Blue Oaks campus. So they will be a part of our core team. And yeah, basically our main part right now is asking them to be a part of that team. And then once we have that team, we're going to start building into them, which is really exciting because we're finally moving somewhere with this Blue Oaks campus, and all of the construction is being done, and then we're going to be building that core, and then soon it's going to be launch time, and the campus will start with people under it instead of just us staff, which is awesome. And then we had an Operation Christmas Child Day for the Wednesday night Soul Survivor. And Operation Christmas Child is basically where you have this shoebox and you fill it with little toys and non-perishable items, and you give it to the Operation Christmas Child people so they can send it off to different countries. And it's for kids who have never had Christmas presents. And when they get those Christmas presents, that little shoebox that you packed, they also get to hear the word of God and get a chance to accept God. And it's really awesome. So our kids, we had about 35 kids there that night, or 40 kids there. And they all packed combined 75 boxes, which is really awesome. And I was very, very proud of them for contributing to this world and helping out the kids. And then Thursday, I had a scary experience. My friend's car hydroplaned 3 lanes over, and we kept on zigzagging 3 lanes over. And I looked to the side of me, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to crash into these cars. But luckily there was no cars beside us, and we didn't go over the curb, or we didn't get hurt, which was crazy because I thought we were for sure going to get hurt because the car was going insane, like all over the place. And eventually we straightened out, and then we pulled over to the side of the road because we were like, what happened? But it was just the tires, and even though they had new tires on their car. But that made me realize that I am not safe because, well, you know, God was keeping me safe in that instance, but my tires were even more worn than theirs, and it was in rainy conditions and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, so I could get in a serious accident if I don't take care of my tires. And yeah, that was kind of scary. And then that will be leading into this Friday thing that I will tell you guys about just after I get to this. And anyways, we had a short core meeting, and then I got some new connection cards, which are the new people cards that we contact. Since I'm on the short core connections team, we contact people and make them feel welcome. So whenever they fill out that connection card, we call them or text them and then have coffee with them. And then we also make sure that they come back to the shore and that they're getting connected. Anyways, and then after that, one of my friends paid so I could go see the Mockingjay movie that came out, which is awesome. I was very, very grateful for that because, you know, sometimes it's nice to just sit back and relax and enjoy a movie, which I hadn't seen a movie in a really long time. And then Friday, I had lunch with Rich Stearns, which is the president of World Vision, and he was talking about ISIS and different events that have been happening in this world, and basically World Vision's part on that. And it was very interesting. It was very informative, and was good. And I also got his book and everything for free, which was really awesome. Got a book and a study guide. And then I got Noodle new shoes. So first of all, Noodle is my car, and then shoes are referring to tires. Yay! And this is an amazing thing. My friend Sarah, her dad paid for everything, and he's like, I would rather have safety over money, you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a huge blessing. It was such a huge blessing because otherwise, I don't know, I would probably be still stressing out and my tires would have probably blown because they were getting really, really old and they were super overdue, but I just had no money to change them out. And so he paid for that, and Noodle has new tires, which is really awesome, and I don't really worry anymore, which is amazing. Not like I was really worrying before, but I just knew that I was very unsafe. And he's also going to be coming out here, and he's going to change my serpentine belts, or serpentine, whatever you say. And that's also such a blessing because I was needing that done too, and that's just like a huge stress relieved. And it's like an angel was sent to me to help me out with this, which is great, like completely amazing. And yeah, I just couldn't thank him enough. Like, that was just such a blessing. And then later that day, I went to this tribulation study, and they were talking about all of the really confusing stuff that goes on in Revelations and in the Bible, and just kind of like explaining it based on like the original Hebrew language and Greek languages and all of this stuff. And they were talking about the different eras that we're in. That's like the main thing that I took from this. And it was kind of interesting to see the eras based on the different verses and why that is. So the first era is the pseudoscience era, which lasted for 1,900 years. And that's based on Matthew 24, 3-6, or verses 3-6. And then the second era is the birth pangs era. And it started in 1914, or just around that time. And that's based on Matthew 24, 7-8. And this is the era with the precursors for the tribulation. Then the third era is the tribulation, and that's based on Matthew 24, 9-31. And yeah, it was really cool to hear what they had to say. And then next that I did was go to my friend's wedding on Saturday, and it was really amazing. It was my very first wedding that I actually went to that was for my friends who are actually very close to me, and it was really, really cool to see them get married and everything and to have a part in that. And I made them a present. I made them this picture painting thing that had wood letters on it, and then I spray painted it all white, and it said Jesus my love because they're Christian. I was like, I think they would like this. And then while I was making it, I was actually kind of making it for God too, because like as I was thinking of Jesus, like that was just like where my heart was, and I was like, I just want to make this for Jesus. But then I gave it to them, and they really enjoyed it. So I was like, yay, I did something that somebody likes, which is awesome. And then Sunday, I was not really feeling good on Sunday. I was really tired and kind of sick feeling, and yeah, it was gross. But so Sunday I rested, which was really awesome and very needed. And I watched movies, and I watched this thing called, I think it's called The Earth. I'm not sure. It's a documentary, and it's about how God, like what God made in the earth. Well, God made everything, but like just how cool it is. like water patterns and weather and the different mountain ranges that are there, and just all of the different life that he created. And yeah. Oh, one of the cool things that I learned in that video was this guy, he's from NASA, and he was being interviewed, and he's like, a lot of people work on this spaceship, like our space shuttle, and it is very, very complex. And just think of the Earth as one large space shuttle. And he's like, it couldn't have been created on its own, because like imagine our space shuttle, our NASA space shuttle created on its own. He's like, that's literally impossible. You know, that's impossible because our space shuttle is so advanced, like it's so complex. But he's like, the Earth is way more complex than that. But the Earth is one massive space shuttle that God created for us, for man. And it wasn't just created on its own. Like that's literally impossible. So it was cool to hear that comparison from that NASA dude. And then Monday, which is today, I had meetings with people. So meetings with my mentor, and then meetings with my counselor. And then I had lunch at my friend's house, which was really awesome to spend time with my friends, because I hadn't really been spending time with them and just relaxing with them. So that was nice. And then I finally finished the book of Revelation, which is really awesome. And it's actually not as hard as I thought it would be. And now I'm going to go into really deep research about it, which is really awesome. And I'm really excited. And so I will let you guys know how that goes. Anyways, here comes my second part. Yay!